It's the 19th of May and I'm just driving through here to the community garden to just check on all the plants. I've not been here for about 18 days. I just closed the gate behind me and this is the drive to the community garden. You'll see it there on the left-hand side. I might do a quick speed here just to move things along so it can be viewed as it looks like mid-May. And I'll be entering the enclosed area. First, actually before that, I'll turn on the irrigation or the taps on either side that will allow me to use the hoses if I need to. The plan is to only be at the garden for about an hour, hour and a half. Apparently today is supposed to be a cooler day and it's going to warm up as the week goes on. It's Monday, by the way, but here I am parking and I'll put my handy shade cloth up here because it gets pretty hot. Looks like this, and just open it up like that. This is all what you need to do to protect your car in the heat of the summer, and it's not even as hot as it can get. I just turned the hoses on. As I mentioned, I did it on the other side too, and then I'm going to open up this gate and it looks like things have just really exploded in here. I'm in the enclosed area and I'll go through everything from this side to the other end. I'm sure I'm going to miss a whole lot of things, but I think I've decided to do a video series as much as I can this month to track how things are growing closely. The temperature is supposed to get up to 94 degrees today, Fahrenheit, and it's currently 83. Now it looks like the fig tree here has a lot more figs that have formed, but it's also leaning over to the left here. I'm gonna have to stake this or move the tree. It looks like this support here will need to be tightened, but it's encouraging to see all the figs that have formed. I was afraid that that wouldn't happen, so the watering is probably right on. The plan is to fertilize the fig tree and the apricot tree, which I'll get to this month, because the grapefruit tree here has already been fertilized, and I did notice flowers on it before, but I am aware that, or I've heard of citrus trees dropping their flowers, so they self-prune themselves. But there's a bud right there, there's a bud over here. Let's see if that focuses. Yeah, there we go. And another bud over here. So they continuously forms buds, because that's what it was doing at the end of April. And then the apricot tree here, you can see that there's actual apricots and one has split. So I think I'm gonna just pick this one. I'm not sure if it's the right time, but I'll do that before I leave. But you can see that the seed is showing. Yeah, I've never seen an apricot tree. This really matured real fast because they were tiny when I checked them at the end of April. And then there is a fig tree or another fig at the bottom here, and Leticia said that she will take that home to plant elsewhere in her area at her residence. This is all my stuff. I'll need to water in this. I mean, I think it just dried up. And let's start here. You might get a little dizzy going back and forth, but I'll try to not do that. It looks like This is beetroot, so it has taken, and you can see that this is the cylinder. I can tell with the shape. Marigold, and then beans. This is an onion. I'm going to just open it up. They are hay. I think this is straw hay, and the seeds have formed, or they have sprouted. So this is very easy just to remove. This is like a chop and drop. Actually, it's not so easy now that the ground it's a little bit drier, but I'll keep an eye on that. Let's see how easily that came out. So I'll just do that with this wherever I see them popping the best I can. But that's natural mulch right there. So beans, and then this is golden beet. And this is the melon that I started a while back. Let's see what the date is here. It's March 12th that it went into the ground, so it took quite a bit of time. I guess it was a little too early, but yeah, we have one that is looking very promising. So this is the red moon and starry skies. I think that's what it's called. Again, golden beet. More here, the different stages, which is wonderful, so that I can harvest in succession, which means we get to eat this not all at once, but check that out. You can see that it's forming. Hopefully the gophers don't get to it, but get to that when I get to it. But here we go. This is the red beet, and then this is a very good example that this onion is ready to be picked, because the stem here is nice and soft. So I'll probably pick this today and let it cure, use up the greens. They don't look that great. I mean, I guess a little weathered, but it's still edible. And then check the beans out. They have actually flowered. So we'll see beans pods pretty soon. More beets here. These are just the red beets. And I plan to harvest some of these greens, at least the bigger ones, so as not to compromise the growth on the bulbs. But look at the red beet. These are the traditional round beets. Oh, that's wonderful. Looks like the ground could actually, the soil's pretty nice, and it's not moist, but it's not dry either. And the way you check is you put your finger in till the second line of your finger. It's about an inch or two. And if it's still feeling a little moist, it's okay. But check these out. These are pretty long here in the walkways, which it's very easy to spot and just remove them. See how easy those came off? Well, I didn't have to pull so much. But see, I'll not harvest so many of the leaves, by the way, just so that this provides shade for the bulbs or the roots, beetroot. And then this is really nice to see, is these are cucumbers, and there's flowers on them. They look like male flowers, and that might be a female, but that one is not as further along as this one here, and this one has the tendril. So I'll just have to kind of, maybe I'll put a stake over here to train it or lean it against this trellising here. And then there's the third cucumber. And then these are potatoes. So they were flowering when I left. So it could be a sign that there's potatoes forming there, and I will dig down further later on in the week to see how far along they are. But I don't see it right now. I'll just cover that up. And then this is a Malabar spinach right here. Cover that up. Let's allow the true leaves. Let's allow the true leaves to pop out and not be covered. And then there's more grass here. It's so hard not to do this as I go along. So there's 3 spots of potato, 1, 2, and 3. And then the sunflower beans were put in this row all through to full space. And then this is another onion which has gone to seed. So I'm going to, I think, pick the onions that are gone to seed, because I could use them right now. So here's another melon, and I think it's the same melon as the one on the other end. So that's row 1. I'll call it P1. So this is P2. Looks like this is not doing so well. I might need to turn on the irrigation to 2 lines because it's only warming up now. This was the seed I transplanted, and it's nice and crispy. So I'll probably just, I'll just remove it and use that as mulch. But I planted peanuts, this one from seed, and then I transplanted them before. I was out of town actually, so this one did not take. This is a sunflower. I thought this was a single-headed one, but it looks like it's creating branching. So I'm going to take out the branches at the bottom because I want a bigger head on top here. And then here's more beans. More of the straw. Very happy here. It's a good sign of health. And then here's a peanut. This is the way a peanut plant looks like. And there's another peanut right here. This is a calendula. I started from seed. I was hoping it would be a different variety of calendula, but it ended up being a traditional yellow. I'll probably harvest the flowers and wash them real well and save that for tea. I already made a tincture that I'm going to share with Leticia. And then another peanut, another peanut, another peanut. And then apparently I put a Thai chili over here, I think. Oh no, okra. And it did not come up. So I'm just going to cover that up and take the label out. And then this is a nasturtium. I'll be making a pesto because I have so much of the leaves here and at home. And I'll make a big old batch and preserve it. And then there's a calendula here that's seeded from dropped seed. More calendula. You can see the flowers. I'll probably harvest some flowers today as well. That can be added to a salad fresh. So it looks like this is going to be a long video. I might just do a couple of rows at a time over the different series for this month. The calendula here. Moving on to P3 on the other end. There's a weed in it, so I'm just going to take it out. Looks like a dandelion. And then the poppy here has dried up. I was hoping to get seed. Maybe there are a little bit of seed in these pods. Let me see. Yeah, look at those. That's those tiny black things. Hard to believe. Those are seeds. And I'll just sprinkle it on because then we'll get more poppies popping up. That rhymes. And then further along here we have, check this out. This nasturtium, which is a yellow type, I'm going to save the seed on this because I can put this on my patio at the end of the season, is a trailing variety. It actually went all the way here. So that's wonderful because I was thinking of getting seeds of nasturtium. I wasn't sure if I purchased a trailing variety, and apparently I did. And I'll have seed forever. But I can put this in my planter at home where it can trail out like it is or branch out like this. This is not the most ideal spot, but because I'll just have to train it to go into its actual lane like this. It'll help with ground cover, so it'll be a win-win. But you notice that it's also this one is a trailing one as well, unless this is the habit, but because I have not been able to grow them this big. And the seed pods, let's see if there's any here. Yeah, I don't see any. But I'm sure they'll form later on. And then this is a pepper right here. More calendula. Hopefully this is a different variety. More straw. And then this is another variety of peppers. It's leaning over, so I'm going to gently tease it to come in the middle between this trellising. But this is amazing. I'm not going to have to buy peppers, which is very encouraging. But that looks so good. I'm so happy. And then here's another onion. This one has bulbed up too. This is a red one. That's wonderful. That's what I tend to eat, or what we as a family favor. So see, this top is almost like mush. And I'll be pulling this out soon as well. Another pepper. This is poblano, ancho. I think that's what it's called. But they're not so big. But that's okay. They look really nice and healthy. Here's another onion, which has drooped over on the small side. I think it's a white variety. And then another pepper here. I can't quite tell what variety this is. Let me check the label. This is the ancho poblano. So this is the second one. But notice that this one has no peppers on it, and then this one does. And it's smaller. So you never know what you're going to get. Moving on, this is stevia. Oh, I'm so glad. They were little nubs right to the bottom over here. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to come along this way, right there. And they survived. So I will snip these, and I'm going to start drying these to put in my teas. So again, branching from this side and this side, I can snip it right here where my thumb and forefinger are. I think that's my forefinger. And more branching will come out this way and this way toward the camera or the video. And then this is garlic. I just stuck it in the ground. This was something I harvested from Texas. That's where I used to garden before. You can look at my prior videos to see the history of where I really started. Well, I've been gardening for a while, but that's where this seed came from. In fact, I'm going to be going to Texas pretty soon for personal reasons, and I'm probably going to get some more different varieties of garlic from the community garden I used to volunteer at. But moving on, this is pepper, and looks like something went into this. So I'm just gonna, ooh, it smells hot. That smells really good. I think it's jalapeno pepper. But there's many peppers in here, and they've turned orange, so I'll be harvesting these. As I said, I'm very happy because peppers are our thing in my family, and my husband will be very happy. Happier than me. And then this was, oh, this is not good. This was a stevia, and it dried up. So it's a little too hot, I guess, in this area. There are holes in the shade cloth in sporadic spots, so maybe it's getting direct sun right in that spot. But I'm not going to disturb this anymore because this is valuable. I will take this home and use it. It's dry, so it's ready to go. and more garlic. I think I planted like 4 or 5 of them. So I'm hoping to get good sized bulbs on top of what I am hopefully going to get some some garlic from the community garden in Frisco. Seed garlic, that is, and there'll be different varieties, and I might plant some of those. But check out these. These are definitely serrano peppers. I think this is, oops, I think I snipped something there. These are cayenne, and these are, as I said, serrano. They look more like cayenne though. And then more the straw. See how easy that is to just pull out. But I really laid down like a carpet of it, so it's very easy it comes out very easily. And more garlic. And then this is very encouraging. This is plumeria that I got from Hawaii many years ago, and I couldn't move everything when I moved to Arizona, so I took a cutting of it, and this is considered pretty small. It was not successful just in water, so I stuck it in a pot here and then into the ground just because I was gone for so long to provide moisture. But this is going to be very easy to propagate later. And then this is zinnia. So I'm going to thin these out because they took from the one that was, I think, on this side. And then this is another watermelon right here. This variety is, I don't know what variety this is, but you can tell from the seed that it's a watermelon. I'll try to read the label from the other end, but I think I'm only going to do the 3 rows. So this is P3, moving back on P3. Here I'm going to confirm that there's only 1 stevia that survived from 3 that I transplanted from a big box store. So on this end there should be another watermelon, but I don't see it. So I'm going to have to baby that 1 watermelon on this side, because I think it's a yellow type of melon. And actually, now that I remember, this was the one that was sprouting before I left. Another view of it from this angle. And it looks a little further along. I'm trying to get out of that seed cap. But that's it for today. This is a quick video here after shooting the main part for today, just so that it can be seen how wild things are before I work on it as the weeks go on. See, the cucumber has over here exploded, as well as the tromboncino squash there in the pathway. Just one of the cucumbers made it from the 2 spots I had right over here. Look at the zucchini. Oh my god. Oh. I have to show this. This is humongous. That's as 2 of my palms. It's ridiculous. And there's more here, so I'll be harvesting some of this and let Leticia know. But that's amazing. And all the different winter squashes I started are doing great. And the beans, the peppers, look at that monster. There's a monster pepper on there. And the tomatoes have actually started to blush. There was a cherry tomato I passed that had lots of tomatoes on it, so I think I'm gonna pick a couple of these, whatever is blushing so I don't need to buy tomatoes. Oh, it looks like something came and I think Leticia planted this pepper. Moving back this way. This is a quick span. And look at those wildflowers at the end. And the sunflowers, these are single-headed, so I'm going to let Leticia know that we should save the seeds from these. These are beautiful. This one is going up toward the sky. That's the whole garden. This is everything that was harvested today. I've been here more than 2 hours, as usual, longer than I always state. But zucchini, there's 2 of them here. This one has gone way past its prime, but it's not completely lost. I'll probably roast that up tonight. And then these are 4 onions, red and white. Bell pepper, shishito peppers in there, calendula, tomatoes, different types of tomatoes, and ancho poblano, probably some jalapeno in there, and I think that's it. And to also harvest basil, different types of basil, especially the Thai basil over here. There's a large leaf basil on the other side here, and I think there's more regular basil also far on the other side. There's the basil as well. The primary reason for harvesting the basil is to prevent it from going to seed. I already did the Genovese basil. You can tell that the seed pods are being formed. And also for the large leaf here, look how big that leaf is. That's why it's called large leaf. It's can be used as a wrap for tofu or like a taco. And then also the Thai basil on this side has gone to seed completely for sure. So that's the main reason for, again, picking or snipping it below 2 actual branching leaves, branching stems. This is what the harvest baskets look like, and I forgot to mention that 1 apricot was harvested, and I was told that Leticia was just here for a little while, and she said that the apricots were this was the first time that they bloomed and produced, this tree bloomed and produced fruits. So she said that when I come back the next time, I can go ahead and harvest these because they should be ready. The one that I did get was cracked, and it should look nice and rosy, or almost like a pinkish orange. And I think that's it for everything for today. Thank you for watching. Happy gardening.